grade one. So today we're going to talk about burns. So what do you do if you burn yourself? So there are many different ways you can burn yourself, and we already talked about this, how we can prevent that and how we can avoid it. But if it does happen, so many times I cook and I accidentally burn myself. So what can happen sometimes is that we touch a pan. Never touch a pan on a stove. It could be still hot. Don't come next to this area because it's hot. So unless you are cooking with your mother or your father or an adult with you, don't touch anything on the stove. So sometimes the pan handle can turn towards the fire, and then you think that it's okay to touch the handle, and then you touch it and then you burn your finger. Or sometimes you think, okay, the pan looks cold, I can touch it. Then you touch it to put it somewhere else, and you accidentally burn your finger. So when something is hot, it doesn't look like it's hot most of the times. So you can accidentally burn yourself. So right now we're going to talk about if we accidentally burn ourselves, what do we do? So I'm going to turn off this fire. And so if you accidentally burn your finger, so for example, I touch this now and I accidentally burn my finger, what do I do? So the first thing that you want to do is to contact or call your parents or an adult and tell them what happened. So you need to look at what happened. So when you look, for example, I burnt my finger, I have to look at my finger. And if it's just a minor burn, it can still hurt a lot if it's not that affected. So you need to look to see how it looks like. So if it's red, just a little red, that's a minor burn. But if something is wrong with the skin, maybe the skin bubbled, or maybe the skin changed its shape or moved around, then it's not a minor burn. You need to go see a doctor, you need to deal with that. So right now we're just gonna talk about what we can do at home if it's a minor burn. So it's just a little red and it hurts. So what do we do? So the first thing you wanna do is you go to the tap and you turn on the tap water, and it doesn't have to be cold. You have to make sure that it's not cold. Don't put ice on burn. So ice is not good because ice can also burn your skin. Very cold temperature can burn, and very hot temperatures can burn your skin. So ice can also burn your skin. So you want to put your hand or the area that you've burnt under water. So if I burn the tip of my finger, I will take my hand and I will put the water from the top and let the water slowly drop into the area. So I don't want to place water directly on my finger that is burnt. Okay, so I will hold it under the water for around 10 to 15 minutes, and then we turn that off. And now what you can do is that you can treat it. So let me wipe over here. And then what I can do with my burnt finger is that I can put an ointment on it. So you can put an ointment for, these are specialized ointments if you have a burn, so you can put that on if you have it. So you place the ointment and then you rub it in. Now, if it's an area, so if you burnt your foot, for example, you don't want it to get dirty, okay? So if it's an area where it could get dirty, you want to keep it closed, so you put a bandage over it, okay? So if you don't have an ointment at home, you can put toothpaste on it, but toothpaste that is not, that doesn't have a scent on it, or it's not, doesn't have any additives in it that makes it smell like something else. So let's look at this. I have here, so now that it's summer, some of us might go out into the sun and get a sunburn. Okay, so what happens is a sunburn can also burn your skin the same way a fire would burn your skin. So I would treat it also as a burn. So this here is aloe vera. So we saw this in class before. So I'm gonna take a small piece of the aloe vera and I'm going to cut it. Come close. Okay, and I take out, make sure that your parents do this, not you. So they have to cut it, so we don't use a knife. So when you open the aloe vera, I'm sure you already saw this in class, you have a gel inside. And this gel is excellent for burnt areas on your, so if I burnt my finger, I would rub the aloe vera on my finger. Or if you have a sunburn, so mostly we get sunburns on areas that are exposed to sun. So I would rub it on my shoulder, I would rub it maybe on my nose and my cheek so it can get better.